Hello everyone and welcome back. So today we're going to get a little bit freaky. We're going to start off with our eyebrows and we are going to glue those bishes down. So this kind of looks a little bit painful, but it's really not. And you want to brush the glue up through the hairs and then down. And then I just took a wet wipe and went around the edges to get off any excess glue that doesn't need to be there and that will be a little bit annoying. And then you just got to wait for them to dry and do whatever you want. But if you're called Emma, then have a little boogie. And then I'm going to go in with a second layer of glue, and this time I am literally just sweeping the glue upwards rather than up and down, just to make it super duper flat, and going in again with a wet wipe around the edges. Then I'm going to set it into place with a translucent powder, and you want to press quite hard with this just to make sure that it is nice and flat and set into place. And then once you've done this, your eyebrows are left looking really cool. And then I'm just taking a big fluffy brush and basically just dusting off any of that powder that doesn't need to be there, or any excess that is around the edges and slightly on top. Then I'm taking the Revolution SFX Ghost Whitener and I'm basically going to make myself look really pale and use this as my base. So I would put this on as I would normally put on my foundation. I really like the consistency of this. It's not too thick, it's not too runny. So if you want a white base this Halloween, then I would recommend this. So then I just took a old brow pencil that I don't use, and I think I got this one from Primark. It was only a couple of pounds, if that. And I basically just drew all of the line details that I wanted on my face with this, so that when it came to actually drawing it on with the colour or painting it on with the colour, I didn't have to do it freehand and I knew exactly what I was doing. When it got to the lips, I overdrew them quite a bit, but I still followed the natural shape of my lips. So I kind of just let the pencil go where it would naturally around my mouth. And what would a clown be without their nose, right? So I didn't take it too high. And then here I'm basically drawing out the outline of where I wanted the collar to be. This part doesn't have to be too neat, so don't worry, it can be cleaned up, and the lines are going to be covered up with the paint anyway, so honestly don't worry about that at all. Then I'm taking some red Snazaroo face paint and a little flat rounded brush, and I'm basically just colouring in section by section, and I'm basically going to fill a section in, miss a section, and fill the next like so. You will see here that's what I do, and that's the pattern that I wanted to go with. And then I'm just taking a wet wipe and basically just tidying up the two outer sections just to make them look a little bit neater and a little bit more sharp. And then next I'm going to take the Ghost Whitener again from Revolution and basically just fill in those parts in between the red. My advice on this one would just to be a little bit more careful with the white, because of course if it mixes in with the red then it's going to turn pink, and personally that's not what I wanted. If you want to do that then that's absolutely fine, but if you just want it to be white then do be a little bit more cautious of that. And then using a Snazaroo face paint again, but this time in black, and a small precise brush, I'm basically going to go around the edges and outline everything. This part, again, it doesn't have to be super neat. You will see why in a second. And of course, we can always go in and clean it up with a wet wipe if you do want it to be a little bit more precise. So what I'm doing here with that flat rounded brush is I'm basically smudging all of the black into the red sections. If you're messy like me, then the white will naturally get some black in them and turn grey. This is good, this is what I wanted because I wanted it to look dirty. And then I'm taking the Revolution Pro SFX paint palette and I'm taking a mixture of those two red colours, and I'm going to start going over the detailing on the face. Again, I am a little bit messy, so don't worry because it can be fixed if you make any mistakes. And with the precise brush, I'm going over the edge of the nose so I have a cut-off point and taking the flat brush to fill it in basically. And then with the black face paint, I'm going over the eyebrows to add the detailing to those, and I did slightly mess them up a little bit, but don't worry, I went in with some of the Ghost Whitener to basically carve them out, I suppose, and then tidy them up that way. And then I just filled in my mouth with some of the black face paint as well. And then taking the Revolution Soph palette, I'm taking the black eyeshadow to add to my eyes. This doesn't have to be super duper neat, but I tried to keep it within a certain area so that it didn't go too far out. And then I'm taking this flat fluffy brush to do underneath my eyes as well. And then taking some more black face paint, I'm going over the edge of the nose and basically smudging that black into my nose as well to make it look a bit dirty. And with this precise eyeshadow brush, I'm going over the red detailing on my face with some black eyeshadow just to add some depth and make it look a little bit more creepy. So here I'm going in with some ghost whitener to clean up any mistakes that I made. Like I said, it can be easily fixed. And I'm taking some black eyeshadow as well to go into the contours of my cheeks and the forehead as well. And there you go, that is the finished look, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash a thumbs up, subscribe and turn the notification bell on as well. Thank you very much for watching. Clowns.